Good evening, viewers, listeners, wherever you are in the world. We'd like to welcome you to another presentation here in the Issues Room. Today is um, Friday, September 9th, 2022, and this is our 89th edition. We're back here as usual, Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to discuss the things that matter. We are the alternative Liberian platform on social media, particularly in the spaces of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and on our Issues Room page. We discuss the contemporary issues coming out of Liberia, uh, the Black African continent, and the diaspora of Black people around the world. My name is Volcano Shelton, and I'd like to welcome my colleague out there in Delaware, Moses Sandy. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Good evening,
I'm,
Moses. Welcome.
Thank you, Volcano. And I am from Newcastle, Delaware. Another thought provoking discussion. We have come to tell the stories, delve into those issues that matter most. And so I'm happy to be back in the issues room again.
Thank you.
Volcano.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well,
Mhm.
quickly for trending news, I spoke with someone in Liberia and they said the G's on the grounds is that they suspended and sanctioned State for Presidential Affairs Minister Nathaniel Fallow McGill. McGill went to see the president and Finda Bondo closed the door and said, "You can't see the president." And the man was shocked. He know that
Eh,
Finabono, he know
no,
that Finabono
no,
that there
no,
will
no,
move.
Volcano, I want you to
So
restate that again. What are you saying?
I'm saying that I spoke with someone in the news that is in Liberia right now.
Yeah.
Is that Nathaniel Fallow McGill went to see President George Weah and Finna Bondo. You remember that door that Ekina Wesley said he put between him
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
president's office? That
yeah.
is same door that Finna Bondo shot in front of his face and said, "You can't see the president." And I said, but ever since the men ain't know that Finabono got dealt with, they can't see the papier. You can't see the papier. They call it the man the papier now.
Yes,
You can't see the
yes,
papier.
yes, Fabio, man.
So the man was shocked. So that's what they're talking about in Morovia right now. So, the truth here, and I think the moral to this is that when you're in a space and you think that it's all about you, that same space can be occupied by someone else. And that someone else
Absolutely.
could be the very person that you overlooked.
Mhm.
So we need to be careful. We need to be careful in this life. We need to treat everyone with, respect and dignity. We need to remember that there's a future, there's a tomorrow. And we also need to remember that no condition is permanent, no status, no wealth, no life in itself. This life we live is permanent. And that is
I
why it's
agree.
so critical, Moses.
I agree. I
So
agree.
I don't know where Fallow will go, but but Fallow's supposed to understand that the president cannot do business with him. It is clear in the sanction. So what you going to see the man for? In fact, the skit that girl did on Facebook that said,
Yeah.
"My man, you need to buy a bonanza and call me on a bonanza."
Yeah.
You know,
That
similar
was
stuff. You
that
know,
was a clear message.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that just tells you that at least if we ain't listening to anybody else, he will listen to the American people because he know what it means. So we are stupid, but he not that stupid. I said the
So
man no bold, the man slow, but he know he not that slow to do business with Nathaniel McGill, with Bill Twelway, and with Serena Seaforth. So I mean that's what going on. People, I say you're sure that they say all on the news that Finna closed the door and said Nathaniel cannot see President George Weah.
man, we
Yeah.
wow. I agree with you 100%. Volcano life is so unpredictable. And there's just what you just reported speaks volumes about the effect of the sanctions imposed on Minister McGill and the others. The sanction is now biting. Can you imagine that? Nathaniel McGill, Father McGill, the
They call the
one-time
man the
prime minister,
porcupine.
the porcupine, the one-time prime minister
Man who
of
sends his
Liberia.
squirrel when he sends his squirrel out there, it cause damage.
Yeah.
So that's the
The
boy.
porcupine
Anyway,
has become
yeah.
something of the past, my man. The de facto president can no longer have access to George Manuel Weah. This is laughable, but it is also sad.
Now I
And
don't
like
I
you
don't
said,
look at it to be laughing, but I'm only giggling because I'm looking in the future of everyone's lives who have do a lot against our country. And
yeah,
you and I know how many people out there in Liberia tonight are in the dark.
yeah,
How many people out there don't have food to eat? How many people out there worried about the child is put out of school and how they're going to pay their school fees?
yeah,
And these guys are doing things at will, pleasurably at will. Making money, putting it to trivialities, putting it to issues that are not relevant to the development of the country, just to gain permanence and look like they are in a place where they're helping. But in hindsight, they're taking from the people and giving back to them in subtle ways to make themselves look good. These are
yeah,
not monies these guys are working for like you and I. If I send $150 to anyone in Liberia, they know that I didn't steal it. They know that I didn't find it on the ground. They know that no one did it for me. It is my hard earned labor,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So they will appreciate that, right? Or
Yeah,
they might not appreciate it. It's either way. But the fact here is that it is my hard earned labor. But when
yeah,
these guys in Liberia take over these lucrative ministries and bureaus and organizations, uh, they tend to look for means to find out excess money so that they can manage their extra activities.
yeah.
Even the president manages a lot of extra activities
Oh,
from
yeah.
inside sources. From inside sources. And those activities he put on himself because of his desire for pleasure.
Yeah,
And so as a result, so many things that he has to pay for. So why wouldn't you be corrupt when you take on so many things and you willingly take on those things? So
yeah,
as a result, you have to pay for it, you know. The
yeah,
second fun again is that we listened to Spoon yesterday, but you didn't have the time to stay there.
yeah,
And Akaris Gray, the representative of one of the districts in Montserrat County,
yeah.
was guest, and the former chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change political party that is now the coalition that is in power, Mr. George Solo, went back and forth. Akaris took the same filthy, I would call it filthy, irresponsible behavior that they do in the House of Representatives, where they cannot, have civil conversations. They will go at each other,
Very disruptive.
disrespectfully to the point that they want to fist fight and they're challenging each other. He brought it to the Spoon TV platform yesterday. He wanted to make his point, but he couldn't give chance. When the other people time to talk, he's filibustering, he's intercepting. He was just all over the place. So George Solo and he went back and forth. And it got
Wow.
to the point where the Spoon folks just sat there and allowed the
Then to
floor
go
to
for,
flow. Yes, because he was arguing that the elections commission cannot make no law. But I don't understand when these guys use the word law. But what is law? What is policy? What is procedure? All of those things kind of interplay and they might mean the same meaning.
it's just a matter of synonym.
Yeah. And they might mean the same meaning because in institutions there are rules and
Policies.
regulations and
Yeah.
policies that govern employees and govern the integrity of those institutions, right?
Right.
It's the same as in government. We make policies, we make rules and regulations, we make laws to govern institutions and the people.
Absolutely.
But he was continuously arguing that the Elections Commission did not make any law regarding 30% of women being represented in the legislature. And accordingly, that law never existed. It is the CDC government that initiated and have, I believe, propagated this law. And I believe the young lady who
The
is probably
Mariah,
a law practitioner had, you know,
enough
debated with
information.
him. Yeah. And she said that that's not true. This was there long before this government. And he went on to argue. But then it got to the point where he could not give anyone the chance. So the two things I took out of George Solo, as they were arguing, it got into more of the
Or personal discussion.
personal discussion. So George Solo said, my man, you ain't got nothing to talk. I don't blame you. You're riding $90,000 car. The other day in Maria, you're looking at fuller man. Go look at your old picture. Go and look at your old
Man,
picture.
forget I beg you, man.
Oh, my man, cannot me making it up. Oh. I'm telling you the thing on social media.
So
It
the
doesn't.
man reminded the man
The man
reminded
reminded of
the
Carol's,
representative
Carol's
of
Grace.
Liberia of
But you've seen
yesterday, right?
You've seen some of our Carol's Grace pictures to put on social media, right?
Yeah,
You've
man,
seen
he
it.
seemed real bad.
Yeah,
Those
I mean,
days,
prior to all of
yeah.
this, and even let's be practically honest here, how much change has a Carol Gray made in his appearance? As
Yeah,
compared to then.
there
Yeah,
have
I
been
mean,
some,
a lot.
there
So yeah,
in terms of
yeah.
physical
Hmm.
outlook, I
I
would
think
say there
yeah,
have been some
yeah,
transition,
yeah. The transition is there, but Solo was trying to remind him of the past. That he want to sit here and belittle other people and not give them the opportunity to have a civil conversation. And so it
Wow.
went back and forth. Then Solo said, my man, I was buying you mosquito coil. Mosquito coil. That now you get a full spray gun because you get a full get to beating them out in the
so,
mosquito.
so
Eh?
you think you're man now, right?
So so he said the reason why they expelled what's his name Solo out of the party was because Solo
Yeah,
did not have a degree and he lied about, I believe he said graduated from Strayer University.
yeah.
So that was the noise they made. But it was just a moment of
I think it was
craziness.
childish.
And a lot of people
Yeah.
were commenting, and then from one of the writers I saw where they said Joe Solo leads a category by 4-2. So Joe Solo was in the lead. But yeah, those were the two things that I had to bring out here today for trending news. Um,
that's
so
that's a good way. That's a
yeah,
good way to come,
yeah.
to the issues room today. Well, I got one top story, and this is something that is resonating globally. Yesterday, uh, Queen Elizabeth II passed. She died at age 96. She led the United Kingdom for 70 years. On Thursday, her condition, started declining. So her family members and other close associates of the family assembled at her Scottish estate, to give her moral support. Queen Elizabeth II was also a good friend of Liberia. You remember Volcano in 1961.
How would I remember 1961 when I was not born, my man?
No,
See, history,
but man,
history tells
you
the
are a
story.
student of history. You are
I
a
know
student of
history tells the
history. Yeah.
story. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. In 1961, uh, the Queen made a visit to Liberia. That was during the presidency of the late president, William V.S. Tubman. She went to Liberia and participated in Liberia's 114th Independence Day celebration. So that just tells you that how far the United Kingdom and Liberia's relationship have come. She was a very good, person. Since her death, there has been tributes from various world leaders to the people of Great Britain. sympathizing with the family. And on behalf of the issues room, I would also like to express our condolences to the British family for the loss suffered. May the
Thank you.
soul of the late uh, Queen and other of the faithfully departed rest in perpetual peace.
Thank you. Thank you,
Sure,
Moses.
you're
The
welcome.
issues room does stand with them. Tonight we have a young man in Liberia who wanted to call in here on the show. His name is his probably show name is Destiny Apina here. And so, Destiny, if you're there, you can call in now so we can have a quick conversation with you. He wants to talk about some of the things trending in the country, and as it stands with a lot of hardship, young people, the Zogos, quote unquote, at risk youth who, continue to go through difficult times, and the number is exponentially growing, and it becoming alarming, So hopefully he can call before we go into our segment here. Um, I'm hoping that he's because he's already on the show. So Destiny, if you're there, please call us right now so we can bring you in. There you go. There you go. Uh, don't call back. Don't call on video. Don't call on video. Call on audio. Don't call on video, please.
Yeah,
Call on
go ahead.
audio. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me try him back. I call him on audio. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. You guys just speak a
Yeah,
little louder, okay? Uh,
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
great, great, great. So you called the issues room the other night and said that you wanted to come in here just to talk about some of the things happening in the country as a young man. Am I right?
Yeah,
Okay. Can
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
can can,
Sure.
can you formally introduce yourself so our viewing audience you know can know who's calling?
Yeah, well, Destiny, and then I'm the one that recently did the pre-campaign song for Ambassador Joseph Human Bwaka for the 2023 bid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear you. I
Yeah,
can
go
hear you.
ahead. No, just go ahead. We can hear you.
We are listening to you.
Go ahead. Just keep talking. Go.
Yeah, for the 2023 bid, and then I've been sponsoring it, and then taking that initiative of doing it because what we're facing now in Liberia is that we have so many disenchantment in the youth. What we're expecting from this government. Firstly, they talked about the rehabilitation of the Zocos, but what we saw the Zocos are adding up. We're seeing rampant corruption, and then everything just going back instead of going forward. Like everybody want to enrich themselves and then forgetting about the people that put it in that position.
Okay, you talked about releasing a song or two songs for the former Vice President Boakai. Are you a
Yeah.
member of the Unity Party or you just did this as an artist?
No, I did this as an artist, and then I'm not a member of the Unity Party. I'm not a member of any political party.
So it was more like what I would consider a promotion or
Yeah.
something that they paid you for to do as an
No, no,
artist.
no, no, no. Don't get me wrong. Like Since I did it, it's like something that I financed it by myself, and then I decided doing it. There's nobody like support. There's no support, or so.
All right.
I think I send you the song on your messenger. You can play it so the audience can know the message that.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that. But quickly then. So will you do a song too for any other political candidate?
No, 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 not yet, not yet.
My question is,
What I think,
will you
Will
do
you be willing?
to do a song for any other political candidate?
yeah, if I do a song for any candidate, it will be a representative, but not for president.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah,
Why not? Why will you not produce song for another
but
presidential
not for
candidate?
president.
The question is, why not? Why wouldn't you do that? Why would you do it for a representative? You've done it for a potential presidential aspirant who is potentially could be the next president. And so there are other candidates. If they reach out to Destiny and say, "Hey, Destiny, we want you to make our own song too," you already say you're not in no political party. So will you
Why
not?
Yeah,
not?
but
Go ahead.
yeah, if I does that inconsistency right there.
Oh,
So
what makes the inconsistency, Destiny? Not Destiny. You're telling us you're a UP man. Now. Come on. If
no,
yeah.
no, no.
Oh,
The reason why I said that, the reason why I said that, the party A will not see me can be doing a song for party B, and then on the other side, I jump in from there again, going on to do a song for party A. So definitely, you say, but who this guy
But
that he come
but
on the side, he do a song for this person, he come on the side, and you know, in our Liberian setting, people will give you high respect from the initial stage. When you try to do something otherwise, that same respect will turn other they respect because
but
they have value that they have for you at first. They will say that, oh, we listening to the TR room or true reality program, and then they're listening to the program, but this program trying to copy from another program. So definitely you find out your followers that are following this program will be dropping, and then the value of the program will be declining. That's what I'm
okay.
trying to say.
Okay, that makes sense in a nutshell. But in the same
but
token, if you don't have any political obligation, then you're free to make music for anyone if they're paying for it. Wouldn't you agree with me on that?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, so then if that is the case,
So you got to speak
you
up. You got to, yeah.
yeah, you do you hear me, Destiny? He doesn't hear me. Talk to him, Volcano.
Go ahead. Ask the question.
Hello?
Yeah, do you hear me, Destiny?
It's sounding very low.
That's what I'm saying. You got to.
Do you hear me? Okay,
All right.
Volcano,
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Volcano, you put it to him, asking, since he's a businessman, he's a musician, if he makes song for one candidate, what makes it bad for to make song for
Hello?
another candidate?
All right. So listen, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Good.
But I can get the other side.
Okay. I don't know why. But anyhow, you made song for Joe Boyka, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm coming in. I'm coming 2023. I declare my stuff to run. I'm running too. Saying everybody want to be president. Myself want to be president. But for me to run, no. I'm
Okay.
telling you something serious. I'm running. I'm running, my man. I got small money. I got small money that yeah, I'm coming to run my campaign with. So when I'm coming out and I say Destiny, I want you to do my thing. You will refuse to make a song for me.
Uh, I can't make a song for you. I can only give a helping hand to encourage
All right,
people.
so
But I
Destiny.
can do
All
that.
right, Destiny.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, Destiny, we got
All
you,
right.
man.
Okay. So that is that. So now let tell us what's the situation right now in Liberia. Tell us from your lens as a young man who's trying to make ends meet and working on your craft, your talent. What's the opportunity like for young people like yourself in Liberia, in today's Liberia?
Well, Well, the situation right now is so discouraging to say. It's so discouraging. Like young people, you find that young people they are become vulnerable, and then you find young people instead of doing positive things, you find them doing things that they just want to make or living in the sense that oh, let me just survive for today, tomorrow again, I do the same thing and I survive by days because there is no program put in mechanism put in place for the youth. There's no mechanism put in place that those that you trusted, that I trust this person saying that oh yeah, this person when they take power, my level will not be 100% better, but one way or the other, majority of the youth, like what I talk about, the rehabilitation of the Zocos. If you come down now in Liberia, you'll find out that the Zocos they are increasing each day. They are increasing. So when you find out like this, when Zoco when they have nothing to do, the next thing that can lead to armed robbery. That can lead to armed robbery because they want to support their habit too.
Okay.
You find out many youth in many youth nowadays in Liberia, in Liberia, there's no job to do, so you find them playing the game all around,
All
and
right. All right.
the country becomes scary. It becomes scary. Like you find the ritualistic killing, just like the order of the day now.
Hmm. All right. Let me see if I can try to get one of your songs playing.
What yo?
What's this? You can hear it?
Let's go. People who are warrior, Dabaga. People who are need, Josabaga. Them men too peaceful, Josabaga. Them heart of the people, Dabaga. Them men of dignity, Dabaga. Them men of justice, Josabaga. People who are Josabaga. Hey, Dabaga. There was a man in the Bible by the name of yeah, was a wicked ruler. Yeah, was a dictator. Yeah, yo, his own people. Yeah, marry a foreigner. In Liberia, we get yeah. In Liberia, we get yeah. When you talk against that problem, when you talk against that problem, they will hunt you, they will kill you, they will hunt you, they will kill you. We get air, air, dinner air, liar air, Mumu air. Retire with your government, okay, one time. Retire with your government. People who are warrior, Dabaga. And people who are need, Josabaga. Them men too peaceful, Josabaga. Them heart of the people, Dabaga. Them men of dignity, Dabaga. Them men of justice, Josabaga. And people who are Josabaga. Hey, Dabaga. Yo! No justice. Mr. That no justice. I am on the auditors, no justice. Say Stephen on lost, no justice. From the family, no justice. People who are warrior, Dabaga. People who are need, Josabaga. Them men too peaceful, Josabaga. Them heart of the people, Dabaga. Them men of dignity, Dabaga. Them men of justice, Josabaga. People who are Josabaga. Hey, Dabaga. And the blind, Fort Wesley, Fort President Joseph Human Worker, 2023. Rap for just to deliver.
Moses, powerful message here. Destiny, you're still there, right?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
So that's a powerful message. He
Very beautiful too.
kind of made a liking to King Ahab, in the Bible, who married, a foreign wife, or was a dictator, a tyrant, a wicked guy, corrupt and all of that. But great song. Let's give a snippet of the second one and then we'll wrap up here so we can go into our segment, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's try the second one here.
What you? Hey. Tell you that the papa will fall. What got coming, people? Pape, tell you that the papa will fall. What got coming, people? Pape, we just let's take killing bad governance to stop it. That we for Waka, yo, that we vote for Omen Waka, Matio. Yakao, Sassi Belon lost to the family lost. Oh, for change, they are so criminal. So the $5, not on the dollar, not on the dollar. The contract in Wahala. Tell you that the papa will go. What got coming, people? Papa, tell you that the papa will go. What got coming, people? Papa, my far people, many people, dollar people, dollar papaya.
Let me give you.
Man, got me rocking, man.
My far people, my damn people, dollar papaya. My group people, my funny people, my pastor people.
I like the beat,
My dead people, my cola people, my lover people, dollar papaya.
See the man doing a very smell.
My cover people, other people, like I want to get it too hard. Never get him a kid to go now. You don't grab Toba. Mama, I see you. Chairman Duke. Ali.
All right, okay, that was enough of it. Okay,
Man, that's a beautiful court, man.
so my man, Destiny.
Yeah.
So my man, you gotta do my song, man. Don't tell me I come to the wrong one, my man.
Man, tell the man myself, man. Man, gotta do my song. I come around to be senator too.
Yeah.
We're joking in the issue.
Listen, man, talented production. We
Yeah.
understand your plight. We know what it is as a young aspiring artist. To do what you do. You're not doing it because you want to be mean. I think it's all out of frustration and where your country finds itself and the people who are in power and what they feel to do. I don't care who comes to power. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me, the purpose for which they come to power, they must deliver. And the promises they make, they must, uphold those promises. And that is what we don't get oftentimes in our leaders. And it can be frustrating, it can be depressing, it's sad, And when you say you're a youth and you were a youthful president, coming to power, and the young people saw themselves in you, it means that you have to emulate, the requirements of being a young, vivacious person, putting the young people behind you first. They said Abuaka failed, Ellen failed, Charles Taylor failed, and now you got George Weah. They thought he would be the deliverer. So I don't know what else to say, but we want to thank you for the opportunity to come in here and just give us your own insight. Just in a minute, your parting words. What is it that you want to leave us with tonight? At least in a minute.
Okay. I'll firstly commend you guys. You guys did extremely well because so long I reached out to you and then you were open up. You gave me a few advice, and then I must commend you too. And then I gave a kudos to you guys, and I must ask the public, like, if you want the songs, you can inbox me because I'm working on like an album or JMB album, so I'm doing it all by myself. Now you
keep saying I'm doing it all by myself. You won't tell me Joseph I ain't give you nothing for the thing that you're doing? So let me put my on the paper now. The paper got to the party got to do something for you, man. Come on now.
But it depends. Maybe he hasn't reached out yet.
Sonny got dear boy ate enough from Ellen. Then they begin to just be struggling, putting it only high-end resource. So you telling me nobody reached out to you to give you anything, my man?
No.
I mean, how you answer the question so Jedi, you're not sure or the mean thing
I
coming.
said
The,
no.
Well,
the
something
mean
will
thing.
happen, my man. Something will
No,
happen.
no, 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 no.
Okay, okay, but hopefully
Nobody
this,
can tell me
hopefully
two
this sends the
audits.
message.
Yeah, it
Yeah, yeah,
is.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, okay, my
And
man, we'll stay in touch. Yeah, all right.
Volcano, before Destiny
keep
go,
keep keep
Okay.
keep your talent afloat. Don't let no one discourage you. I think you did a good job. I'm a critique when it comes to music because I sing myself. But I thought it was good and it could be greater. But the more you continue to do these things, they become, magical and they become mesmerizing. So continue, working on your craft and improving. All right.
Yeah, thank
yeah,
you very
and
much.
I
Volcano,
don't know if
before
you can stay
Destiny
posted,
goes,
but he can't hear
Yeah, I
you.
said thank
oh,
you very
okay.
much.
Yeah.
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 All right. Thank you so much. We'll catch up.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Moses, man, listen, I thought
Yeah.
this was good.
It was a beautiful. I mean, it is a beautiful piece, man. The guy had me rocking. I like the beat.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
the beat.
Uh,
Yeah,
You know,
he's a very good singer.
in honest terms,
Hmm.
in my own musical journey and the
Yeah.
aspirations that I put behind music, do you know that we have a very unique style of music? The high life music, if you heard about high life, that
Hmm.
is now being, more famous in Ghana. It started in Liberia. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
we have a unique style of music. And right now in Liberia, they call our music hip hop, the style that they've introduced the young generation, even
Okay.
though it's a convergence and emergence of music from other countries and genre that it makes to make up what we have. But Thomas Awaji, welcome to the issues room. Uh, uh, my good friend out there in Australia, Adiaha Umo, welcome. We'd like to have you here with us tonight. Um, if you're in the issues room, please invite a friend. We're about to go into our full bloom conversation, and tonight we'll be discussing the bill passed by the Senate in the Liberian legislature that has to do with benefits for lawmakers, for members of the executive, some members of the executive, and some members of the judiciary. My man Moses Sani has done his homework. I will bring him in quickly to give us a lead on all of what he's found regarding this bill and where it's going. Again, invite a friend, share the link, let people know that you're here tonight with us. The Issues Room is Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and midnight. I'd rather 11 p.m. We'll be going to midnight once the time changes somewhere in the fall. But in the meantime, it's 11 p.m. in Liberia and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. Welcome all of you here tonight. We just had a young man by the name of Destiny Abinehia, who just came in here to just give us a little snippet of his artistry and also to talk about the hardship in the country for the young people. Moses, so the Senate
Yes.
passed a bill
Hmm.
regarding their desire, and that's how I put it, their desire, their livelihood, their well being. They don't care about the civil servants who work and plow, and who go to work irrespective of transportation, irrespective of the rain and the shine, irrespective of the hardship. Those people still go to work. Some of those people are police officers. Some of them are military guys. Some of them are from the fire brigade, even though they don't put fire out. You know, all of these important institutions, but yet these evil guys, and I say evil because that's what it is. People who have done nothing for our country since the Renaissance. Yeah, since the Renaissance,
I
since
mean,
after our Civil War.
you seem you're angry, Volcano,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Show me what they're doing in Liberia. Show me. Akara's great came on spoon and acting irresponsible. You witness the videos in the house, they're being irresponsible. You witness the confirmation hearing, you can feel the corruption, see the corruption. It's all perversive. So, what are these people really doing to impact the country, right? Because it is them. If this legislature was profoundly, orderly, respecters of the law, respecter of man, respecter of the Liberian people who put him there. They will make laws, they will make regulations, they will enact whatever it is that will be for the benefit of the country. But look at what they're doing. They want $30,000, they want $50,000, they want half of their retirement, half of their salary when they retire plus other benefits. What have they done since after our civil war? Where have our country gone? We're still borrowing every day. But the same borrowed money that they're putting on us as debt, they want us to pay for the debt and also pay them. So let's have this conversation tonight. And that's the reason why I'm saying this, because what have they done? The judiciary is corrupt. There's no prudent justice in Liberia. You've seen some of the cases that come out. They even effectuate the laws and say, "Oh, pay this man," but the executive say, "Forget it, you're on your own." So no, the branches are not respecting each other by the lane, by the functionaries, right, Moses? They're
Yeah.
not respecting each other by the
No,
functionaries. So
no.
let's start with this bill that they're talking about. What do you know? What have you found?
Well, let me say thank you for the question. It seems that you also did your background searches and you have a good understanding of what is obtaining. But what I would like to report, the whole controversy about this lifetime pension benefit for the president, vice president, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Deputy Speaker, members of the House, members of the Senate that serve 2 terms, members of the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice, Associate Justices, and judges. The controversy, it has to do with an amendment to an act that was passed in 2003, and that was during the leadership of the now imprisoned Liberian president Charles Gange Taylor. Status shows that the act is titled an act adopting integrated pensions and benefits scheme for certain categories of officials of the government of the Republic of Liberia and repealing and or amending certain portion of Title 26 Legislative Act Title 12 Executive Law in Title 17 Judiciary 1972 and 2003. So basically, what they are saying here is that this law we're talking about is something that was crafted, it was passed into law when Mr. When Mr. Taylor was president. Now, this just speaks volume about the kind of a Liberia that we have. The law, as we speak right now, is in existence. But what happened is that successive administration pay little no attention to the enforcement of the law. At the time the law was passed, it was clearly indicated that the president, the vice president, and other executives mentioned earlier will get 50% of their annual salary after retirement. And uh, if the president did not work, but if for any reason another government came in and the president decided to get back to work or work for the other government, then the benefit will be suspended until the person can stop working again. Now, as part of the law is that if, for example, the former president dies, the widow or the spouse of the former president, the speaker or whatever, will continue to receive the same benefit.
So stop there. Stop there quick. So at
Yes.
least we ain't got to worry about spouse for Ellen Johnson's relief. So I just wanted Liberian people to know. Continue, brother.
Man, beg you, man.
Oh my man, but we gotta make sure that the people know now. Eh.
Yeah. So So what happened is that if the person dies, this spouse will continue to benefit for lifetime. And if the spouse passes, then the benefit will go to the children under the age of 18 until they turn 21. The government will continue to provide that. Now, the whole noise about this act came about as a result of the recent amendments made in the bill that was submitted.
Okay.
The Senate Judiciary Committee took a closer look at this act and they made some amendments. Members of the committee proposed that uh, based on what is already in the public domain, that besides the monetary compensation, the former president, the former vice president, I mean, the retired president, retired vice president, and the list goes on, including judges of the Supreme Court. Out of those, they will be provided 24/7 national security protection at the expense of government. And all of these payments, like I mentioned earlier, if any of them dies, the spouse will benefit. And if the spouse passes away, then the kids will benefit. That will continue for lifetime. This is where most Liberians are saying that our lawmakers, were being insensitive. Because as I speak to you, Volcano, World Bank study on Liberia shows that Liberia is one of the world's poorest nations. More than 50% of the Liberian population, especially those who live in rural Liberia, study shows that they live on less than $2 a day. And now you tell me, Volcano, how do you reconcile this with people even proposing that government take on huge responsibilities such as this? Now,
Moses,
what has happened? Yes, go ahead.
yeah, just hold that thought. I
Mhm.
want us to reverse into time. And I'm
Right.
saying this in an emphatic term because I want the world and I want Liberians to listen to this.
Yes.
I may be wrong tonight, but I stand corrected if anyone wants to bring that up, and I will
Mhm.
be humble to accept the correction.
Yeah.
President Talbot, who was slain on the premise of rampant corruption, nepotism, and all of those zims that was put
Mhm.
in the story by the PRC government.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this kind of bill put
Mhm.
forth by those people who were put on the poll for the retirement.
No.
I don't remember this.
No.
But then come 1980, we put in the progressives, we put in the indigenous, and this is how you treat your people? This is how you really treat your people? As a result of the civil war that led to the death of more than 300,000 to 500,000 people. People say 250,000, I said a lot.
Yeah.
More than half a million people, right?
Yeah.
And this is how you pay them back for the degradation and the poverty you put them in, Moses? For the Zogos
Mm.
in the street who don't have a place to go? For the Arix youth who ran in the bushes, toting the AK-47 to fight to bring the peace that you now enjoy, the semblance of peace that you ride your big cars and you're building your hard fence and you're running your generators at night. This is how you pay them back. And you absolutely want you want the people to really believe you, that you really care about them as a legislature, to stand in the line in the rain to vote for you. And this is how you pay them back. You're not even worried about the well-being. You're not even putting money into the infrastructure. You're not even putting money into social services, Moses. You're not even putting money into education,
Education, health.
into health, into the amenities that everyone should enjoy. Only you holding your lobster on Facebook and your chicken thigh,
Yeah. And you want me to run
and you
campaign,
want me
right?
to run your campaign. You want me to stand in the line for you.
Yep.
This is unfortunate.
Very
It's
unfortunate.
absolutely unfortunate. And whoever hears me tonight, the Liberian people, you need to realize that these people don't give a crap about you. This legislature that you run behind, all of these ones that are leaving from here, from the diaspora, they want to go run to be senator. The ones on the grounds, the science of psychologists say past behavior will predict the future behavior.
Absolutely.
What have you seen different?
Nothing.
You think I don't have the opportunity to run on GSA Road in my neighborhood and knock out Reverend Ino and or Swakogo Dennis? They can't make it with me.
Of
I'm a
course.
son of the soil. I'm a grassroots. I can go there and run with not even giving nothing. But that's not what it's about. When these people give you the opportunity, give them back. So I just wanted that reflection as you
Yeah,
continue,
and
because
thanks
you
for the
kill
background.
you overthrew a government on the premise. You overthrew a government on the premise of corruption, of nepotism, of all of these things, as I said. And the indigenous government come to power, and that has been a transition, because all of them claim to be indigenous presidents.
Mhm.
If you look at Samuel Doe, you look at Charles Tiller, you look at Moses Blah, you look at Judith Bryan, you look at Emma Sawyer, you look at Ruth Perry, you look at Wilton Sankawolo. These are names of the indigenous. And you look at Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She says she's from where? Bombay County. So all of these people claim to be indigenous. Then you got John Man and we are. Right?
Yeah.
And this is what you give back to the people. Look in your House of Representatives.
Yeah.
Look in your Senate. They're all a bunch of indigenous boys.
Oh yeah.
And you
I mean,
say you are fighting for your country, you are fighting for your people. And then you haven't done anything really substantive, tangible for the Liberian people. You haven't done nothing whatsoever. And you're coming now to put debt on posterity.
Yeah, lifetime benefit,
Yeah,
man. What are you
on
talking
posterity,
about?
on generations that have not benefited. In fact, if the $30,000 you're getting, the $15,000, why you can put your own little package that the AFL people did? That you say Brandon Samuka makes appropriate. Why you can do your own too? Take some of your own money and put it away. Because the government, you came to power, you harmonized. You shrunk all of these people. The people,
Salaries,
the
yeah.
average people can't even afford their own pension at $30. The other woman, you remember that woman who going around saying only $20
Yeah.
she gets a month?
But in fact, Volcano, let me just buttress what you said, right? To tell you how Liberia is such an interesting society. And one of the greatest challenges we have in Liberia is adhering to the rule of law. The very law we're talking about right now, right? This law was enacted in 2003. The former Vice President, Joseph Boakai, as per law, it means that he should be benefiting from what is currently in the book, right? The former Vice President, I am told his pension benefit is 832 US dollars monthly.
Is he getting it? That's another thing.
Well, that's why it's been reported that he
You see what I'm
receives
saying?
800. He received $832 US. And you tell me, Volcano, people here in the United States, right? Never
Janitors.
work. In
Janitors.
fact,
I'm
you
just
were
saying
telling.
janitors start
In
with that.
fact, the
Oh,
other
yeah.
day you were
But-
telling me about a
Yeah,
friend.
yeah.
you
Let
go
me tell you
ahead.
that.
Yeah.
One of my men, he probably came here. He probably not stay until he get, he get the Social Security benefit age. But this
Yeah.
man has not worked a lick of dime in his life here in America. He did not even contribute to our part. And I say our part because my man, the thing I'm not putting our part for 20 some more years I've been working in this country.
Contributing to that. Yeah.
I have put a lot of money in our part. And the part, they keep carrying the part age up. So maybe you and myself not even benefit from it. For our social. Thomas Awaji, you know what I'm talking about. We've worked there forever. and they keep
Yeah.
putting the age limit up. But they
Yeah.
probably too now. They probably ain't work here in America, but they probably collecting it something.
Yeah.
So that Joseph Barker, our vice president, who
Give
served
me
the
an
term for
ignorant
12 years,
interview.
got his retirement benefit.
Yeah,
But then
ignorant.
they want 50%, and they're looking at the salaries because they're
Yeah.
thinking now that 20 years from now, cost of living will be high. But that's why you plan now. That's why you do the right things now. That's why you prepare the country to be
Yeah.
able to go into the future in a sustainable fashion.
Hmm.
What Liberia has to show economically, what Liberia has to show, the only thing Liberia can show is the political arena. Everybody wants to be president. Moses Sandy,
Oh yeah.
Thomas Awaji, Adiaha Umo, Elijah Say, you guys listening and watching tonight, that's the only thing we can show the political charade. Our economy is messed up. Our social services is messed up. Our educational system is messed up. Our healthcare system is messed up. Our agriculture system is a fluke. We can't even grow Pusawa rest before I say where rest, country rest. So what are we? What wrong with this country, Moses?
But yeah.
What is the
Uh,
problem of this country?
let me just say this, right? I don't know our politicians when they make some of these decisions. I don't know whether they can do some analysis. If you take a closer look at Liberia's national budget, we can say over 80% of that goes towards what administrative costs, salaries, and maintenance of facility. They spend less than 20% on national development. So then you come and obligate an already ailing economy but with this kind of law.
But you said something, and I just wanted to give you 30 seconds of
Go
what
ahead.
90% on salaries and 20% on national development. But you know the intriguing things?
Hmm.
They take the very monies that they borrow to build roads, they want to go inside again.
Yeah.
They
But
want to go
man,
inside. So all of the loans that they're taking for infrastructural development, they go in those loans again to take the money.
yeah.
Continue with your story behind
Yeah.
they did that thing
Hmm.
here. I
Yeah,
just
so
go ahead.
I was
Yeah,
just buttressing the point,
yeah.
right? And then now the good thing about it is that the House of Representatives, when the Senate passed the amended bill.
Maybe the man of the
Yeah.
money was the owner benefit was small. So the house didn't know, they
the
were like,
house opposed it. The house voted against the amended bill.
mhm.
So now I think what need to be done is to either call for a complete revocation of the entire law because this is not in the interest of Liberia. My man, look at the cost of national security, policing. Volcano, you go to Liberia on a consistent basis. You see how on a staff the police is, ill-equipped the police is. Can Liberia afford to provide lawmakers for lifetime, individual, 24 hours national security protection? Where would that money come from? You go to the depots, my man. The people don't even have what? Vehicles for in time of emergency. The fire service.
But the people has never rather people have never been able to save any house. The
No.
fire service has never been robust to save any house. The house burns down to ashes. So you have an institution that is not functional because you are not providing the resources,
No
the
money.
training, the manpower. It's underfunded, it's understaffed, and it doesn't have the resources.
No.
That's just an example. So every house that is guarded by fire, the house dies in the fire. Literally burns to ashes. So that means you don't need that department anymore or that bureau.
No, you
Because if
don't.
you're not going to put money into it, then it's a
Yeah, well
waste of time.
created. Well created.
Yeah.
You know.
So Moses, I think the problem here is that and the House is right. They should not pass this bill.
Yeah.
And the retirement benefit of a country should be based on the premise across the board for all who have worked and contributed to that part.
Yeah. And it should be
It's
affordable.
but it's also right
Yeah.
based on your salary and the positions you've held. But you
Yeah.
can't create a bill for yourself and then you lead the people. Oh, you can't do this.
No.
And no, it's not fair. You can't do that to the people who put you there. So now let's come to the reality. And
Yeah.
the reality would be, say, the same way they're treating other people, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if former President Bwaga is getting Hele 800 plus.
$832
So,
monthly.
but
That's
he
what he's
said,
supposed to
Omar,
be
they giving
getting.
Ellie.
Eh?
But Ellie shouldn't get anything, my man. Ellie took all
Oh
the money
no, my
there,
man.
man.
No, Ellie is
Oh no,
former
they shouldn't get Ellie
is
anything,
former
man.
president. She's
Ellie's
entitled.
son took the money. She agreed to it. So we
Ellie,
charge
I
her
mean,
every month for
eh,
until they pay that debt.
my man, that the rule of law now. So Liberia is under
But the point
obligation.
I'm making here,
Yeah.
Moses, I
Mhm.
just tried to throw the humor in there. But the point I'm making here is, if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
You you make this law. It just depends on the executive to enforce it.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, and for those of you just coming, Steve Walson, welcome. As I said earlier, the three branches of government are not respecters of each other.
No.
They are not. The Supreme Court that interprets the law, enforces the law, and make judgment on the law, gives order to the executive branch that's supposed to adhere to what the Supreme Court has interpreted and put in implementation mode through its justice ministry under the executive for enforceability. They don't respect it. So tell me,
It makes it difficult to work.
it makes it difficult for anything to really work. So even if you say, okay, tomorrow we get all of your benefit, my government, because I'm running 2023, my government come there.
Yeah.
I said, my man, y'all go sit on the sidewalk, man. We
Yeah,
got
so,
time for
man,
you.
we ain't paying attention to that bill.
Oh,
man.
you show me, bring your deliverables. What did you do on a We Are government? What did you do on a Ellen government for me to come pay you retirement benefit? Let's go sit down somewhere, man. What you do? Because
Nothing.
this is the culture they created.
Yeah.
It is the
That's it.
kind of culture they've created. And this culture will transcend through time. It is like a wave. It's going to continue until everyone comes together. The three branches of government come together and they understand the roles and functionalities and the distinction between them and adherence to those functionalities and implementation separate from any influence of the other branch. Then we can have a profound way of looking at a fundamental way of rescuing our country and putting us back on the course of nation building. It is the only way that this can happen. The three branches of government must be separated because it was established as a result to separate powers so that each one can have its own functionalities and implement it in this mode, but respected by the other branches. And unfortunately, this is not happening. It's not
There
happening.
has to be a collaboration amongst the three branches of government. Like you already said, the legislature makes the law, judiciary interprets, and the executive enforces. So whatever that emanates from the legislature, the judiciary should interpret, and the executive should make sure that those laws are upheld to the letter. With that, you have good governance, you have good
Yeah.
society. You will have a society that will thrive. But if laws are enforced on a selective basis, oh well, Volcano Shelton is Moses Sandy, then the law applies when it's volcano time. But when it is Joe Mason, then Moses Sandy looks the other way. then that is not a good society. The law should be the law. Like we're talking about this act, it was passed 2003. It means by now the we administration, even the Salif administration herself, should have been providing benefits to lawmakers that qualified then, judges that qualified then, Supreme Court judges that qualified then. So now you didn't do any of those. You amend and add a greater portion of responsibility to that. It is good that the House struck it down. Now the argument emanating from the Senate, especially quoting the man we call the light, Senator Dillon, one of our most favorable senators. He's saying that what the Senate Judiciary Committee submitted, what they voted on, is not what is in the public domain. So I think Senator Dillon and his colleagues in the Senate will do well if they can just release to the public what they propose, what they voted on, and send to the House of Representatives. Unless that happens, the people will take and run with what is already in the public domain. Because Senator Dillon signed this.
So apparently,
He's one of the signatories. He's one of those who voted for this law.
apparently they didn't even know that there would have been some kind of setback
I
and
don't
all public
know.
outcry. So now they want
Yeah,
to pull that and make a
yeah,
change.
yeah.
They
They
can't
say,
come here and be
it's not
dilly
what we
dallying with the
not
people.
what we voted for.
Yeah, yeah. They might try that. They
And
might try that thing.
Senator
Not
Dillon
everybody's stupid.
voted, John Kanga, and Steve Zago. All the guys voted, and these are people that we consider to be what the voice of the people. Now, how
So
do they explain this?
yeah, so think about it. So think
How do they
about it.
explain this,
So
Volcano?
so you see how people change over time.
Yeah.
Well, we want to remind you the line is open 404-272 uh 2808 404-272-2808. Please call in, chime in. Let's talk about this, man. Listen, this is your country. This is our
Yeah, call
country.
and contribute.
Um Sometimes you guys want to say things, but you're scared. What you scared of, my man? What you scared of? Nobody feeding you. You got a little pusara eat it. And then they say that what it got what the law they passed under the CDC government, the Saber Mountain Act or something. Freedom
Yeah,
of speech. What
your
is called?
freedom of speech, right? Yeah, the
Yeah,
right
some
to free speech.
but
Yeah.
there's some kind of mountain something. I don't even get it. My
Or
head right.
yeah, but anyway.
Yeah. So I would talk. I'm causing nobody. I'm not making it personal.
We just
I'm just
speaking
tying
to
it
the
to your
issue.
behavior. As I
Yeah.
said in the issues room, we talk about your behavior, the things that you don't do for our people.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about. I got on to talk about your personal business, and I'm my business.
And
So let's take this caller all the way from Texas, if I'm right. 395 no yeah 3953. Good evening, welcome to the issues room. We are
Hey,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, good evening. This is Nakemo, the only man that's in Iowa right now with the Texas number.
Oh, okay, okay.
work on that.
Yeah, I love the Lone Star State, man. I can't
Yeah.
change my number.
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to say hi to the guests. I know guests or panelists over there because I just tuned in again.
Okay.
I don't know why I always missing the time of the show, but
It's
anyway, I'm
7
sorry.
p.m.
Okay.
It's 7
7
p.m.
p.m. Yeah.
Standard. So you
Oh.
probably, I know you're in Iowa, probably an hour behind. Probably, I'm not sure, but it could be
Yeah, it could
because
be.
you
Yeah,
guys
I think,
you're
and
the
that's
same time zone
Midwest,
with
right?
Minnesota.
It's part of the
Yeah.
Midwest.
Okay, so yeah, so
Yeah,
you're an
that
hour
1
behind.
hour.
So
Yeah,
it'll be
1
6
hour.
o'clock your
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
Oh, I see. All
Okay.
right, thank you for that. I'll try to save it. But anyway, I read the information you posted about the show concerning the bill, the pension bill.
Yeah.
If I'm right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how the Liberian people want to believe people like DeLon and the other guys who continue to show themselves as the perfect people, not perfect, but the light, in the darkness. Your ways The way you carry yourself will tell people how you are or who you are rather.
But my man, I mentioned the Jaco Lantern now. That man, I like you.
And yeah, on a serious note, it's quite unfortunate that people like us that supported Darius Dillon on the diaspora for the senatorial bid back then, we had our pages and posted with his pictures, his mantra, the like, even our profile picture, we changed it to him. It's almost like the same thing we the support that people give to George Weah. That Georgia are gonna be the guy, are gonna bring the change. I said now right here thinking, I said, this guy Dara Dillon seems to be he following the same path of George Weah. Because who will be in the right mind will sit in a committee where they're discussing the kind of issue where if you consider the civil servant who are work retired, they better get the pension money. Some of them have to wait for 5, 6, 7 months before they can even get a little bit of that pension money. And then people that they pay thousands of dollars that go to work, I think 2 times in a week, not even up to 8 hours. They give them cars,
and
they
not
give
only
them
that,
everything.
Not only that, they go there making plow among themselves, they won't fight all.
They're making force all over. They pay something that not even relevant to the survivability of the country. They give them cars, they give them scratch card, they give them gasoline, they take care of their homes, they give them all the benefits, and then they sit down to carve a bill that will give them 50% of what they're making right now for the rest of their life. Who in the right mind call themselves a life will sit in that kind of committee room and fix his signature on that kind of document? Hey man. Yeah, Liberian politician. Jesus Christ.
But again, Moses said that Dillon said it's not the document that was put
It's
forth.
not, yeah. So,
to
but
the house. So
but
the point here is that you can't sit in that kind of committee room and you sit it there, they're discussing the kind of issue. You know very well that it's not good. Morally, it's wrong. And the country right now cannot afford that bill. It's huge to people for the rest of their lives.
It's
huge. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit there and lie. You should come out and say, you know what happened? Even though this delegate thing we are working on, it has not reached the horse to be voted on. But in my own spirit, as a Liberian, looking at the economy, looking at our people, I don't think it's right. And somebody asks, what are you talking about? Oh, there's a pension bill right now being discussed in the committee room. And when it passed, we're going to give 50% to blah, 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 blah. Come on and speak. And that person say, oh, yeah, Darren don't talk about it here before.
Yeah.
But you can't go sit down there, you sign it, everything that you come out outside and tell us, oh, it was not.
It's not why I signed. Yeah.
Come on, man. You can't lie to it. Almost like the same thing you did when you bought a plane ticket. Nobody forced you to sit down and know economic class or kind of class. Nobody forced you to sit in there. You came out and say, oh, you lie on that one again. So it's just frustrating, and it just shows that Liberian politicians, they are quite different. Some of them come in the United States, they go to school, they learn, they go back home, they just treat people bad. For example, with a Fonadi co-founder, they're making millions of dollars. But you look at the county Grand Crew, you can't understand. You can't even believe it. You get Fonadi co-founder from Grand Crew. You get George from Grand Crew. You get the Proton from Grand Crew.
That is Senate Proton.
The whole Eastern region is dominated by the government, but when you look at the activity there, you say, wow. So
but the Southeast is one of the poorest regions of Liberia.
All I can tell Liberian people, especially those that are in Liberia, listen to the sound of my voice, is that you should ask yourself a question. The last 5 to 6 years under the George Weah government, has my life improved?
No.
What happened to me? My children. Because every 6 years, it fed you, it fed your children. You should ask yourself the kind of fundamental question. And the next thing you should ask, you should seek knowledge and information and plan, vision from the candidate that putting themselves out to take Georgia from their position.
Okay, bro. Let me take the other caller. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to have you. Yeah.
Caller calls from Georgia 0866. Are you there? Your name?
This is Roland Saki calling from Snellville, Georgia.
Welcome. Snellville. Wow. Okay. How's everything out there?
I give God the glory.
Good. You're following the conversation. We're talking about this bill that was put forth by the Senate to the lower house regarding benefits for those folks who will leave office after 2 terms. Considering the monies now they're making and the monies that they will make going forward, They want 50%, coupled with other things. What do you make of it?
Yeah, but you see, brother, the issue of first law or local, you guys said that in the House of Parliament, they are not in the interest of the Liberian people.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and you know very well somebody that work for a company and the person will be retired when the policy says. You understand? So it will be the people right that the right for them to retire them if at the proper time, and this will get the benefit. You see, but these guys that are in the House of Parliament, they are bringing a lot of confusions because they are not helping the Liberian people. I listen to you people when you made an example on they got Mr. Dillon.
Yeah.
When Mr. Dillon, he was all over the place,
Oh, what
bringing all lies, say how the government lies, say how the government this, how the government. But he are going into here, he have been worse than any other person. So the only thing for me, I will always say, the problem left with we the Liberian people
the
for us
voters.
to open that one.
The voters.
Yes,
Yeah.
because so let me just tell you a story. I went Liberia 2019. Yeah, I went there to go marry my wife. Brother, or Gabo from Bon County, or Taylor, the man said he want to run for representative.
Hmm.
So my wife told me, he said, Daddy, look, you see the problem that we're going through and our country still going through. A man will just come from right here and say he want to run for representative. You think representative or senator like just play ground?
So what you say about me who want to run for presidency now? I declare my thing next year.
That's your right. That's your right, brother. I can't
God.
deny you. That's
No,
your
but
right.
no, but you
If
know,
the people,
and everybody wants to be in,
yeah,
you know,
It's not about the country, it's about what they can
Liberian
get.
is so
Yeah.
interesting, my brother. Listen, I'm sitting down here now. If I take a formula and I make my cool A, everybody buying my cool A. Everybody who are doing different things at my cool A now, they want find that formula to start selling. That bring me on a speed.
yeah, brother Va.
He lacks innovation, but he wants to borrow from everything else and think that he can put his own image and stamp on it. And I'm saying this in a nutshell to say that all these people want to now go in a house because they see the benefit. They see if a Carlos Gray who are looking at fuller men the
I was
other
just coming
day.
to him.
Yeah.
I was just coming to that guy.
If a Carlos Gray who are looking at fuller men, and I may say, let me make it clear like George Solo. We're
Just
looking
to
at
say,
fuller
me looking at full of Mary.
men, and now he looking like American man.
But,
My man, like bro,
but,
probably get finished by.
but,
Go ahead, my
but brother,
man.
brother, you see the problem I have with people when somebody can just talk. Yeah, that means just talk at it. You don't know what I got looking at. He just doing all that noise around the place. Look at the guys. I always set the example of the Congo guys. I can say Congo, our brothers, and Congo and this and that. These guys, they were running that country. Even the country go broke, you can't know because they were already established.
The men were
They
paying
were ready season. The men will have their own money and generate, put it together and pay the workers and pay the government worker. When the money come, example again, look at a man who I came from District 3, Queensville, District 3, where they got from what the criminal need, he was one of those need on the list from Freeport.
So that built toy?
They travel what he did to District 3, brother. Then Mr. Weir, you look at the man, it's a failure. Who failed District 3? You look at the man, you put the man as a controller to
No, it's a managing director.
this place is the gateway for the country who can generate money. Huh? Your eye not open, you're not watching. Now, what happened? They are invested the Liberian people money. They have created a lot of problem. Yeah. Even paying plane ticket for now will go Liberia because most plane not going. They charging 3,000 a day, sir. When they
Wow.
take out all the taxes, you count to 2,006 a day, sir. For what?
Yeah, my man. Thank you, ba. Thank you for your.
It
Let me
was a
put it like
pleasure.
real way there. Thank you, ba.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
It
Thanks
was
for
a
calling, my
pleasure.
man. Join us next time. We're here 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday and Fridays. This is the
Okay.
issues room. We discuss the things that matter, and the things that matter
Okay.
are pertinent to our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I will be there when I come from West. So now I will join you people.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you too, Van. Thank you. You're welcome.
So, my man,
And yeah, Volcano,
yeah, go ahead.
uh we are talking about this, right? In the wake of workers, help workers at the Ganta Rehabilitation Hospital, individuals who are providing services to patients with TB, leprosy, and other serious medical conditions, going for months without a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
To run the facility, the health ministry relies heavily on international support. And you got lawmakers sitting at the Capitol building talking about providing 50% annuity as pension benefit to, former executives of the executive branch of government, the judiciary, and the legislature. You tell me that, Volcano. How do you reconcile this kind of
But look at
situation?
teachers in the Leeward counties
Yes,
who are not on no salary at all. They call them volunteers. And so
yeah,
as a result, they're probably the town people will give them one chicken, one cow, one goat or something as the incentives to incentivize
yeah.
the the sacrifices they're making because nobody pays them.
No, I mean,
Everything is centralized around these people. Only these people want it all for themselves. Why take 900 gallons of fuel when the drive from your house to the legislature is about probably 10 miles? It's a 20 miles radius around Monrovia.
and you go to work twice a week.
Yeah, and I do this when I go to town. I set my mileage because I just want to know the distances between
Yeah,
places and see how the fuel burn because there is a what they call it uh
that helps you to
they
track.
talk about the fuel, it burns like water, so I just want to
Okay.
make sure that yeah,
Yeah.
is it really what it is.
True. Yeah.
But then you come to think about it, the distances are not that far. You're not leaving Buchanan to come to Monrovia. You're not leaving Banga to come to Monrovia. If you went to Banga, then you went on your own. They don't pay you and myself to go to work, to drive
No.
to get to work.
No. Nobody
How we
does
get to
that.
work, they're not the people business, not the
I didn't
company
know you might
business.
be there to do the job.
You might be there 9 o'clock. You might be there 9. That's on you. They don't feed us when we're at work.
Oh.
So why Liberia? But there was something I came to say, and I didn't want to lose it. I don't see any legislature in the history of our country that has benefited more than this Ellen era now into George Weah. And Ellen is the one that killed this country by these extravagant salaries you pay all these flakaje them. All these flakaje in the Liberian tent. Ellen paid people beyond all reasonable doubt. I mean, it's like the money was
She
dropping from
paid
the
people
stars
thousands of
like
dollars.
manna.
Thousands of dollars. Yeah.
The story goes that what a young man named B.N. Kessley was making 30 grand a month.
Wow.
at the Liberian Maritime Authority.
Yeah, that was a lot.
The story goes that the board members and board of directors are making between 13 and 15 grand a month at the Liberia Telecommunication Authority.
In a very poor country.
The story goes that even in the very legislature, these guys are making fat salaries
Okay.
plus benefits.
Including
So why did
gasoline.
Ellen come after a civil war, not take the monies, put it back into the economy? Because first of all, the world waived all of our debts prior to her ascendancy to power. So she was starting afresh, and then to pump money into, and then we're able to create some, laws that would protect our minerals in ways, but yet they were cutting deals and under the table. Look how they rush on the perceived oil around our coastal. Formulate a know-how that don't make no sense, that didn't do anything. But do you know that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is in oil business now in Liberia?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, she and T. Nelson Will, the guy who was at
But yeah,
LPRC,
10,000
they are the
will.
ones that running the company called Convex or something. That's their petroleum company. But I say these things. What, Moses? I have come afar, and I believe that nothing lasts forever. And even if you amassing wealth for the generation that you've created that will come after you, it still doesn't last forever. There is a cutoff to everything we do in this life. The issues room will one day be extinct.
Of course.
Volcano Shelton will one day be gone. Moses Sandy the same. So when people go beyond to the point that they must trample on others just to be up here, I wonder in my mind, do they think that the gratification on earth is as sweet as the gratification beyond this earth? Because if you look at how you leave this earth, the ceremonies sometimes that is not held, sometimes you die, they treat you like a dog, you're buried in mud, in dirt, sometimes there's no grave,
Sometimes they just cremate you.
you don't make any decision,
No.
and then you really think that you're above everything else. What's wrong with these people? When do they come to be humble? Where is that degree of humility, that degree of understanding that life is only a snap of the finger?
I tell you.
You're here today and you're gone tomorrow. But what you do for your people, what you do for posterity, what you do as a legacy that remains, that you can be spoken of in the positive term, is what lasts.
Absolutely.
And that's where we've missed the mark. In our country, I don't know what else. I don't know what else. The Liberian man nature is so bad, my man. You know, you get a man walking, talking, you gain car, you gain goose, you gain some money. I don't know. Is that you take the pump and you just pump the tire, the stomach turn big.
Yeah.
Not enjoyment.
And let me take you back to the educational sector, especially at the level of college education.
Let's watch the time, yeah, because we're
Yeah.
wrapping up now.
Yeah, we'll soon be wrapping up. Yeah. One morning, George Weah woke up, as he does spontaneously. He looked at the blue sky and declared free education at the University of Liberia, Tottenham University, and all community colleges in the country. And as we speak right now, all of these institutions are struggling to survive. Learning at these institutions has declined considerably. because of the lack of monetary support. All of this is happening at the same time. Senators, who should be the people's representative, right? Sitting there and reviewing a document, amending a law that would provide them lifetime benefit. Are these people not being insensitive to the situation in Liberia? Volcano? Are they not being insensitive?
I mean, Moses, that's it, man. Listen, we will come back here on Tuesday. I'm believing that there's a potential we'll be featuring.
Yeah,
We're not going to
executives
disclose it
of
right now. Yeah, we're not
yeah,
going to disclose it because we haven't really finalized things.
yeah,
But we'll
but
be coming back on Tuesday.
yeah,
Uh, there's a potential we'll not broadcast next Friday. A potential, and once that takes place, we'll put out the notice so that our viewers will
people
know
can know.
because we
Yeah,
want to do some technical work in studios. But again, listen, all of you who showed up here tonight, we want to thank you, Rob Jr., Thomas Awaji, as usual, Rukaz Duanta or Duaita. I'm trying to get it right. Destiny, thanks for coming through tonight. We appreciate your contribution. Steve Watson, we say thank you. Elijah and Say, thanks for joining us. Make the Issues Room your alternative social media platform. We speak our hearts here. We just stay straight on the issues because too many things to talk about. Adiaha Umo, all the way in Australia, we say thank you so much for joining us tonight. Um, Moses,
yeah,
let's call it a night. It was good
yeah.
again. Good conversation. Let's
Yes,
see what
indeed, it
let's
was.
see what we'll have on the menu on the menu on Tuesday. All right.
Man, yeah. So, let me say it was a pleasure being here again, and let's see what it next week is going to bring. Every time we wake up, there are always stories evolving from Liberia that need to be told.
Absolutely.
So maybe by tomorrow, another story will break again.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you for coming. It was a pleasure having you. And let me join you in saying thanks to our many viewers and listeners who are out there. We appreciate all of you. Please don't forget to share the video. Thank you.
And to say thank you. This was our 89th edition here in the Issues Room. Uh, we'll be back here on Tuesday with our 90th edition, God's willing. I'm Volcano Shelton. Goodbye from the Issues Room. Have a great weekend.